Good morning and welcome back to the channel. I am departing the beautiful Baie Fine and heading to an island called Little Current. There's a little bit of a wind blow coming through. It's supposed to be in the upper 20s or lower 20s. Either way, I don't want to be on the water in the 20s. And I may end up spending a few days there. We're going to see. It's not too long of a run. It's about a 9-mile run getting out of Baie Fine. And then I believe it's another 8 or 10 miles to Little Current. So we have a few hour run. It's about a 2.5 hour, 3 hour run. And I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the day. It's going to be a little choppy on the way there. I'm still not quite in the open area yet. I'm still being blocked by some islands on my side. Anyway, so let's get on the road, on the water. Well, I made it into Little Current Marina today. It was a nice ride, and right now it's nice and calm. I got in this afternoon, took some time to wash the boat down, and then went to dinner with some other folks that were here. There were 4 other loopers, and we had a great time at dinner. All had a lot of laughs. And great food. And right now the weather prediction is saying for the next 3 days that it's going to be in the mid-upper 20s, winds mid-upper 20s. So there's a lot of open water just north of here that we want to cross to get into the Benjamins, and that ain't happening. I don't like bumpy water. I don't handle bumpy water well. So, and I'm in no hurry. So I think that we're going to all be sitting here for about 3 days. So thank goodness we're in a nice protected area pretty much. There's no seawall around us, but there's a lot of boats because it's quite a large marina. So hopefully there will be no waves in here bugging us. But it's a lot better than being out on the hook, that's for sure, in rough water. So it's getting late. It's about 8:30 and it's still light, but the sun is almost down. And I'm going to hit the sack and see what the next 3 days hold. And then head to the Benjamins. It is morning time here at Little Current Marina. And I'm chomping at the bit to get out of here. I've been here for 3 days. And I just can't sit around on my duff waiting and waiting. The winds still look like they may not calm down for another couple days. However, they've been coming out of the west. Predictions are showing that they're going to swing around to the north, and it looks like that they have done that. So if that's the case, the Benjamins are north of me. And this boat takes big waves really well, as long as they're coming on the bow. I plow through them like they're not even there. Love this boat. Where it's troubling is if the waves are coming from the beam, which is your side, then the boat starts rocking back and forth and back and forth. And if you do that for hours, it drives you nuts. So if the waves are coming from the north and I'm heading north, I'll be just plowing through them. Don't care how big they are, to a point. But yeah. And in the Benjamins are kind of known, I don't know if this is where I heard this on Show and Joe, affectionately as the Hollywood of the North Channel. It's supposed to be just gorgeous up there. One of those places that is not to be missed. And ever since I saw their aerial shot of this one little tiny cove that probably holds one boat, backed in stern tide, beautiful clear water, just pristine looking, I wanted to be there. That was really, really high on my list, to be in that spot, tied exactly the way they were. And also they started a bonfire with a couple other loopers up in this tabletop rock area that's real flat, no trees. And at night with the bonfire and the boat in the background, just looked incredible. So I want to do that. I'm really, really looking forward to it. The one thing is it's a very popular spot. So I'm thinking that the possibilities that I won't be able to get into that one little cove out of the three that are there all together in one, it's probably pretty high that I won't be able to get in there, but fingers crossed that I'll make it by some grace of God, that I'll get in there. It's like I say, it's a popular spot, but I'm going to go for it. And if I can get in there, man, that'll be sweet. So I'm going to untie, crank the engines up, and get out of here. So I'm just out here kind of bouncing around a little bit. Have about a 1.5 to 2 foot really close chop. 1.5 to 2 feet isn't terrible, but when it's like 3 seconds apart, it kind of wears on you. However, it is from the bow straight on, so that doesn't cause any roll side to side, so it's not terribly uncomfortable. And I've got 15 more miles to go. So I've been running for a while, and it's a beautiful day. It's nice and kind of sunny with a little bit of overcast in a distance. It's a little chilly, so I've got the towel wrapped around me, trying to break the chill. I don't want to go downstairs and get a jacket. It's not quite warm enough it's not quite cold enough for a jacket, but the towel's my little blanket, my blankie right now. So I'm just kind of hanging in there, enjoying the ride. Yeah, I'd much rather be out here than be at home. So there's something that's just kind of blowing my mind. My flag on the front, my burgee, is way out front, and it's not moving at all. Normally that happens when the wind's going with you, but the wind's blowing right at me at about 14. I mean, that's why it's just blowing on my towel, and you probably hear it in the wind of the microphone. Hit the burgee's perfectly still, look. And you can hear the wind blowing in the microphone. It's blowing like crazy. Little burgee on the front is not moving at all. How is that possible? It did that yesterday too. That's mind-boggling. Still at it. It's gotten a little rougher. It's starting to white cap a lot now. And the spray's starting to spray from the bow. I'm getting hungry, so I have a refrigerator up here. And I keep, just things in it to snackies. So I've got a banana, some Gatorade, some other snackies in there. And I also keep a tub of trail mix that I make up from scratch. Put all my favorite stuff in there. That keeps me going for a long ride like this. If it's going to be a real long one, then I'll go ahead and make a sandwich or something. But this is only 2.5, 3 hour, something like that. So it's banana time, and it's a cold one too. Yes, my favorite. Well, by some grace of God, I actually made it in here by myself. Wasn't easy. There are 16 other boats all up in this anchorage, and nobody wanted this little bitty hole that I'm in. I did, and it took me a while to float in here. Thank goodness for my side scan sonar that can show me what's actually sticking out on both sides of the boat as I'm backing in. Lots of rocks, lots of big boulders, and lots of shallow water. I have 3.1 feet below the boat, which is perfect because I really took my time coming in here. And at the same time, I backed in, got it all lined up, dropped the dinghy, had to untangle the stern tie line, keep the boat from swinging back out that direction because the wind's blowing that way, because there's a big boulder, rock, or a log running right there, and then run out, wrap it around a rock while the boat's still swinging, and then sit there for 15 minutes pulling and pulling, trying to get the boat to back up. Oh, I'm out of breath. But man, I think I'm in for the night. Look at this place. Zowie, with a capital W and an exclamation point. Wow, and the water is crystal clear. This is really where I wanted to be. And nobody else wanted to come in here because it's so skinny and it's so treacherous with boulders all over the place, reaching up almost to the surface. So, side scan sonar for the win. Nice. Being that I had hardly any room to swing because of the boulders on either side of me, I decided to put out a second stern line just for added safety. You're the winner!
We're trying to time it and go under. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Thanks for your help.
Thank you.
Limbo contest.
Beautiful boat you have.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What a great day to be kayaking.
Oh yeah, especially the protected areas.
Yeah.
You're fighting it a little bit out that way.
Yeah, it's pretty windy out there.
Seriously.
Well, I hear this big loud and I come running upstairs, and my life preserver, which was hanging over my bicycle seat, inflated itself. It's not wet, it's not damp, nothing. All by itself. There's no leaks up here, nothing. The area where the cartridge is at is totally 100% dry. It just decided to inflate itself. Isn't that some kind of crap? It is time for a boat inspection. While I got clear water, it is cold, and I'm from Florida, so yes, I'm going to wear a wetsuit. But here I go. Well, looky there. My port trim tab is missing its bolts. I guess I need to go up and see if I've got some bolts to spare and get it fixed. Well, I've got some good stainless steel bolts snug in there, so I feel pretty confident that that will hold until I'm done with the loop. Sure, a good thing I did a underwater inspection. Ah, dang, this thing's tight. And when it's wet, it doesn't slip. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have me some watermelon. I picked this up at the last provisioning store I was at. It's one of those cute little small ones. Isn't that cute? Yes, sir. Look at that. Well, I cleared up nice. It was pretty overcast earlier when I got here. Cleared up nice. There's only a few little puffy clouds in the sky. It's very windy. Its wind is coming from that direction, but it's hitting the trees, so it's being blocked. But it is really ripping out there. It said it was blowing 16 to 20. And I'm in this really tight little narrow cove. And it should be glassy in here. It's still got a ripple from the wind. The rest of the day was absolutely beautiful, and when night fell, up rose this gorgeous full moon. What else could you ask for? I finally left the Benjamins and did a 14-mile run over to Mudge Bay. It was pretty sporty out, so I didn't take any video. But now I'm getting ready to go do a hike to Bridal Veil Falls. Let's go. I'm headed off to Bridal Veil Falls. This is the trailhead, and I'm taking the route that takes me along the river. So there's a little stream that comes off of the falls that empties out into the lake here. So I'm going to be walking along this little path right here that says use trail at your own risk. Dun dun! And I'm going to follow it up there to the falls. That's a cool looking rock. Ooh, snake. Little black snake. He got under the weeds before I could get a picture of him. There's a deer up there. A little fawn sitting on the ground. I'm going to see how close I can get to him. Ooh. Ooh. Solid gold. Ah. Oh dear. Don't have to worry about anybody stealing him. Probably weighs 400 pounds. Wow. That's pretty cool. There's really a lot more people there than I thought was going to be. I really want to get in the water, but I need to test it first. It's kind of chilly, but I can't hike all this way and not get in the water. Gotta do it. Well, a nice hike. Finishing it off with a vanilla cheesecake ice cream cone. I'm not a big ice cream fan, but hey, it just tastes right today. That was an absolutely enjoyable hike. I'm so glad I did that. What a great way to top off 3 days of running from island to island. And yeah, just being able to see some of the most stunning locations. You know, if somebody a year ago would have said, hey, Michael, you're going to be in your boat running through the fjords and the Trent Severn Waterway and the Northern Channel of Canada, I would have thought they were just crazy and laughed it off. I got to see some of the most stunning, incredible sights that I've ever seen in my life. And to be able to pull my boat into some of these locations and sit on the back deck and just enjoy nature. And it's every spot I went to was that untouched kind of nature look. Even though I know other boats have been there, it were surreal. Really, really feel totally blessed that I was able to do something like this. But you guys know what's coming up next. Yep, I have to push all that behind me and get back into the US of A. So now begins, I'm going to sit down tonight on the iPad and I'm going to start planning what directions and where I'm going to travel to and what anchorages and all that stuff to get back into the USA. The North Channel has a bunch of little islands here and there, and I've got to plot whether I'm going the bottom or the top. And the only known is that I'm going to try and be to Mackinac Island or thereabouts on the end of this month. So yeah, that's what I need to start looking into now is start to plot where I'm going to go and transition into the USA. So anyway, thank you again for traveling along with me. Couldn't do it without you. So for now, I will see you in the next video. Bye.